what's going on? I'm Chris, thanks for watching. I just want to thank you all again because this YouTube channel has grown really fast, and that's because of you. Thank you so much. I hope you'll subscribe because that helps the channel grow. Click the little bell above the subscribe button as well because that notifies you when we post a new video, which we'll be doing every weekday this year, I think, for the NFL season. I hope so, anyway, if I make it through. So we're going to talk Corey Davis today, and I know people who listen to my podcast are shocked that we're going to talk Corey Davis. I talked about him a lot last year. It didn't work out very well. Now, Davis got hurt and didn't play for that middle 2 months of the season, so I guess maybe don't blame me too much. But even when he came back, I hyped him. It didn't really work out. He never got the volume we expected. And this year, apparently, I'm going to do it too again because I have him 27th among receivers for your fantasy drafts this year in Standard League, and I know some people are not going to receive that very well, but I want to show you why I like him. I want to show you his film. Let's see if I can convince you that Corey Davis is better than he looked last year as a rookie. I want to start with praise of Davis from the end of the season. This is the loss in the playoffs to the Patriots. So the touchdown here gives the Titans a temporary lead at the end of the first quarter. And let's pay attention to a few things. First, and I'm going to show you more of this in a moment, once Corey Davis was healthy, the Titans became invested in trying to get him singled up looks on the outside, and when they got it, they would throw it to him. So here they're trips left, and they motion Davis out wide to see if the safeties respond, and they don't. Malcolm Butler is going to have Davis one-on-one, all right? And then Davis makes a move to fake some kind of in-breaking route. It's okay. I don't think it's anything ankle-breaking. To be honest, Malcolm Butler doesn't really bite. But if you look at them after Marcus Mariota has thrown the ball, basically when they're about at the 5-yard line, pretty much they're even, right? But watch what happens after that. Maybe 5 or 6 more steps. Watch Davis use those strides in a way Butler just can't. They're both trying to accelerate. Davis just does it better, and that's what gives the window, glimmer of space to Mariota. He throws into it for a touchdown. Hey, just a quick break so I can thank DraftKings for sponsoring. I have the 2018 Harris Football Player Profile Almanac, and you can get it for free by making a first-time deposit of $10 at DraftKings. The Almanac retails for $17. This is a pretty good deal. All you have to do is click the link that's below me in the notes of this show. That'll take you over to DraftKings. Make your first-time deposit of $10, and within 24 hours, make sure you wait 24 hours, but within 24 hours, we will send you the PDF. It's more than 200 pages of film grades and player-related snark that you'll love reading before your draft, and hopefully it'll make your draft more successful as well. Thank you, DraftKings, for sponsoring, and let's look at some more Corey Davis film. Okay, let's get back into the film. So, same game against the Patriots. By now, the Titans are getting killed. This is the very end of the game, but just an indication of physical talent. It's not bad. Sure, okay, you're going to see a lot of receivers who can toe tap and go dead-legged like that. I'm not going to tell you it's some sort of unprecedented move. It doesn't mean I don't like when he can do it. It's 6'3", 209. He's a 209-pound human who can move like this and control his body like this. You know, it checks off boxes that he's very coordinated and that we're getting a size guy who's also really athletic. Something similar on this one. How do you beat a zone? How about a hard breaking cut to the deep outside that makes the safety fall backwards a little bit, right? And then another toe tap on the sideline. It's a pretty athletic play. Now, I mentioned this earlier, but let's show you the Titans' effort to single Davis up on the outside and get him targets. Basically decide if we see him singled up, we're going to throw it to him. Week 10 against the Bengals, let's motion our slot guy away from Davis there at the bottom of the screen. See how the safeties react. All right, nobody's going Davis's way. It's one-on-one. Cool. We're throwing it to him. Here he gets his head around and makes a really coordinated play. Like, don't try this at home. To have a ball thrown at you from 30 yards away while you're not looking, then turn around in the last 5 yards and try and get your head around and also get your hands up and pick it out of the air. That's a pretty good play. I love the ball skills. I love the coordination. What I really am paying attention to here is the formation and what the Titans are trying to do with him. Same game, put him on the offensive left side, single safety high. You can see Mariota checks, kill, 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 or whatever. That's what Tony Romo used to say. We're seeing this and we want the one-on-one to Corey. That's basically what that's saying. And then, okay, this one is thrown too high. It's not going to wind up being a catch. But I just like the fact that this is part of the game plan. We're actually developing a playbook pretty early in this kid's career. This is week 10. So I think he came back in week 9 from his injury. So he hasn't played very much at this point. And they've developed audibles specifically for him. I like to see that. I can show you a dozen of these. Like a lot of teams started to do, the Colts have that safety actually moving Davis's way, which is a double team look. Pay attention to that too, because against those Titans receivers, defenses started to make it real clear who they were most afraid of, who they were going to send safety help to. But in this case, Mariota knows, all right, it's okay because I have a short route called here, so I have single coverage. That safety who's playing him over the top isn't going to be in my way, so cool. I've got single coverage, boom, let's throw it to him. And one more, here it is again, a formation that requires the safety to go to the other side of the field. They can't double him. Davis is by himself on the right there. He muscles his way into running a post, makes a nice leaping grab. My point here isn't that any single one of these plays is some incredible monument to Davis being unstoppable as a player, but rather, I talk about gestalt some on the show these days for some reason. It's sort of a cumulative feeling that, yeah, okay, this team is starting to trust this player and treating him the way teams treat number one receivers. Let's talk about Davis starting to come around later in the year as someone who thinks the game as he plays it. So here are the Rams, and they're giving the Titans a single safety high look, pre-snap, and that's how they stay. And Davis's route here is a seam pattern, and he gets a good release, and he heads up the middle. May actually be a fly pattern. That might have been what's called in the huddle, but Davis sees that safety. Pre-snap he saw him, and the safety doesn't move post-snap. Davis sees him out there playing center field, number 20 there, LaMarcus Joyner, and he's too far away. Davis is not going to be running past him in time for Mariota to make a throw. So Davis recognizes this and stems his route. He cuts it off into a hook, and he's able to turn back to Mariota quickly enough. And Mariota has trust enough and has read the same thing, has seen the same safety, so he's releasing the ball basically before Davis breaks back, and they get a big gain. But when I'm watching that film, it indicates, okay, the kid is thinking the game, and the quarterback and the kid are on the same page. It was not all good for Corey Davis as a rookie. Really easy for me to pick out 6 or 7 plays that look pretty good and not show you the bad stuff, but I wouldn't do that to you. I recognize it was a disappointing year, and it was a bad call, and I'm going to take blame for that for sure. And there were times after Davis comes back from the injury where the Titans were trying to get him the ball a lot, and he didn't make plays and didn't get open, and there were times where he just seemed to be kind of a knucklehead out there, like a Colt who didn't really know how to run straight. And yeah, mistakes happened, and sometimes I got Devontae Parker vibes off of him. I understand why you're skeptical. Let's look at a few plays that illustrate why you're right to have a little skepticism. So on this one, should have been a go-ahead score. Oh, you did it, Titans. You got your first round stud wide out. He's open on a pick play. Watch him accelerate. That's pretty special acceleration. Like from the Malcolm Butler play I showed you before, he can accelerate fast. And Davis lunges for the end zone. And yeah, you can't have that. It was actually initially called a touchdown, but on review, he wasn't in the end zone yet, and it's a touchback. How am I supposed to spin that? That's not a good play. You got to protect the ball. That's the kind of thing that gets you in the doghouse. That's pretty bad. Watch this pass pattern against the Steelers. So the pass winds up being deflected by the defensive back here, but I think the interception is more Davis's fault than Mariota's, because look at how he comes out of this route. He doesn't flatten the route. He drifts away from the throw. He lets the defensive back undercut him way too easily and then tip it up in the air. Corey Davis has the body to be a basketball player. He could be a box out guy, a really nice guard in the NBA. He certainly has the body to box out a defensive back, and it doesn't work. The body doesn't matter if you don't actually box the guy out, which he does not here. And this, not a very convincing route against A.J. Boye of the Jags. Once again, Mariota likes Davis when he can get him matched up one-on-one, and that's a good corner you're trying to pick on. This is a post corner route, And Boye sees something in the way Davis is running the route because he just stands there. He doesn't bite at all. And if we look closer and slow it down, look at the supposed post that Davis is selling, that he's supposedly going to run here, that's supposed to fake the cornerback out. Is he really selling it? How many steps does he pretend he's running the post before he quickly turns it outside? You hear people, you hear receiver coaches talk about needing to slow down in order to go faster. And this is a case just like that. Great illustration of it. Davis can't get open on this play because he's running this route like his hair's on fire, and the corner doesn't even have time to take the fake before Davis is doing the next thing in the route. He's got to get better running these routes. So should Corey Davis really be ranked as a top 30 option in fantasy drafts this year? I mean, I'm certainly recognizing the bad. There was bad stuff that he did last year and didn't look ready where I expected him to. But there's enough good stuff that I'm going to choose to believe, and I am probably going to own him a bunch. Now, historically speaking, it's not a great precedent, to be honest. Rookies who catch fewer than 35 passes in their rookie years, who were drafted in the first round of the NFL draft, do they tend to bounce back and produce big second fantasy seasons? They do not. That would be a no. The best guy who caught fewer than 35 passes in his first year, who was drafted in the first round, who bounced back to something in his second year was Javon Walker, like more than a decade ago. And I think that year he finished 22nd among fantasy receivers, so not even a huge blow up. And there's an awful lot of Troy Williamsons on that list, Laquan Treadwells. It's a lot more failure than success. Now, some guys do bounce back in their third or fourth years, but there is not great historical precedence for Corey Davis to be amazing in his second year. I'm not calling him amazing by calling him wide receiver 27, but I am saying he will be an exception to this rule and that he'll be good. I see special, enough good stuff that I believe if I'm comparing him to John Ross or Mike Williams, the other first-rounders, receivers from last year, yeah, I vastly prefer Corey Davis, what he laid down on film last season, and I'm going to take the chance. Hey, thanks for watching. I hope you'll subscribe. Leave some comments. Tell us who else you'd like to see we do these shows on, because we're always looking for ideas. And again, please subscribe. It really helps out. Thanks so much for watching. Please, please, please smash that like button. Write a comment. Tell us who else you'd like to see us review film on. And of course, best of all, please subscribe to our channel and then click that little bell above the subscribe button and you'll be notified whenever we post a new video.